Okay, in this video, we're going to continue looking at the exploded view. Over here in our tree manager, I can collapse these if I need more room, and I can always expand them if I need to see what component is exploded. So we also have a rollback bar that works just like it does for our regular parts, and I can roll this manually. And if I drop this, you can see that the parts roll back. I also have a button here where I can roll back by step. And again, you can see that on the screen correspond to that, or I can roll forward. I'm also able to reorder these steps. And so to reorder these, all I need to do is pick one of these and then I can drag and drop. And so I think I'd said when we were doing this exploded view, I kind of did this out of sequence of the book. And so this cap, we're going to move this and we're going to put this on top of 3. And so now you can see 6 comes after 3. And so that means when we run this in animation, that's where this, I mean, it really doesn't matter. But if we want to run this as, say, a display and run this in animation on how this thing comes together and comes apart and goes back together, I want this cap to come apart as soon as I move that whole subassembly away. The next thing we're going to do is these batteries. I want these to come out right after I move the cover. And so we're going to take this step 9 and we're going to place on step 4. And so my step 4 is the battery cover. Now my step 9 follows my step 4. And again, this will become evident once we run animation on this. But you can see how easy it is to reorder steps if we need to. Jump back to the book here for a second on page 513. Sometimes when we click a part and the move manipulator comes up, it might not be facing the direction that we want, or it might not be facing the direction aligned with how we want to move the part. And we're able to move that. And we can do that if we right click on the move manipulator, and then we can click move selection or move to selection or align to, and then we're going to select an edge, an axis, face, or plane to reorient it and allow us to move the component how we want to do it. And what we can do is we can either right click the manipulator origin and we can align it with the component origin, or we can align it with the assembly origin to use the axis of the assembly. And so again, SolidWorks gives us flexibility to customize our exploded view on how we present this. And again, it all depends on how we want others to view this. All right, let's go back to the assembly or the exploded view. And I'm going to come in here and I want to hopefully kind of zoom in on this for this next step. I want to come down here. Oh, I never clicked done before, so let's click done. And for 10, I want to come down here. I want to select sub-assembly parts. And we're going to select this clip. And I can drag this in and out, but that is not the direction that I'd like to move this in. So let's click on undo, and that will go back to where it was. And now I want to come back here, and we can see where the origin is. It's on this radius. And so when we drag it, it's not allowing us to drag exactly along the axis that we want. And so what I'm going to do, and so if I right click on this origin, this box will pop up. And I want to put move to selection. I'm going to select that. And then I want to select this face. And now you can see this moved. And now if I zoom out a little bit, now when I drag this, it moves exactly along that axis of that face. And that's what I want. And so I'm going to unzoom this a little bit more. And I'm going to move this out about Let me just undo that real quick. And now I'm going to move this out about 30 millimeters. Okay. Okay, let's click done. Let's take a look at this. And that looks right. Okay. All right, next we're going to auto space the head, the lens, the reflector, and the bulb. And so if we come up here and I want to select the lens cover, the reflector, the miniature bulb, and the head. And you can see the way they've got this where the manipulator is coming out. Let's do that a little differently. So we should be able to take this and left click the origin, and we're just going to drag this time. And I want to align it to this edge. And so if I just come over here, you see that circle's highlighted. I'm going to drop it. And now it's lined up with that center line, that axis. Now, and so now if I come down here and I click on auto space components, I want to come out just a little bit more. And now when I drag on this, all those come out together. And if I let go, I can still drag these individually. And get the spacing a little bit more where I want them. And we're going to click done. Okay, so now we're going to click OK, or the green check mark. And so that's our exploded view. And so if I come back here to the configuration manager, I can come back and I can go back to the default and come back to the exploded view. And you can see with the exploded view, it kind of put it, itself back together. But in the exploded view, if I come back to my tree here, if I right click, I can come down here and explode, and now it's going to explode those parts back out again. So again, it's really easy to toggle back and forth between those two views. All right, we're going to end this video here. Make sure you're saving this along the way so we don't have to do anything over. And then we're going to begin the next video with, we're going to start adding some lines to this to show the direction of our exploded components.